This is the little living room. So in like a wild turn of events, this is where like the story comes in. It was actually pretty funny. Yeah. What? Obviously today just didn't go as planned.
You know, we had a pretty rough night.
Nope. I don't really feel like I slept hardly at all. Yeah, everything is just literally completely out of whack right now. Everything is just like so backwards. Bedtime's going really well. Get some caffeine in me. Thank you. Hey guys, hello, welcome to this little travel vlog. I've obviously been filming a little bit, but haven't actually talked to the camera yet. But as you can like tell from the title of the video, this is a little travel vlog. We're in Greenville, South Carolina, which isn't very far from where we live at all. Obviously we live in North Carolina, so it's another state, but it's not a very far drive. But it's just like such a cute little place, we've heard, and there's actually kind of a lot to do and a lot of places to eat, which is the only reason we ever go anywhere for the most part. As you can probably hear in the background, Cole is like working on falling asleep for a nap. He had like he always is a weird sleeper. He is like just not very good at sleeping, but he woke up, he always wakes up at like 5:30. Y'all would know if you've seen the vlogs before, but he woke up at like 4 this morning, and then like I just, you know, kind of ignored him and assumed he would fall back asleep. And I don't know if he did for a little bit or what, but he was like up again and like up at like 4:45. So I just ended up like getting up and feeding him and putting him back down. And it was actually fine because he went back to sleep for like 2 more hours, or honestly it was probably a little more than 2 hours because he didn't wake up again until after 7, which was actually great. So we still like started our day at a normal time, which was really nice. We hit the road. We had breakfast at Biscuithead, which y'all just saw. We actually originally went to Biscuithead in Asheville and fell in love with it. And they have a location here. I don't know if they only have Biscuitheads in Asheville and here. I don't know if they have any. I think they have like one other location, but I think it might also be in Asheville. We freaking love it there. The pulled pork breakfast sandwich was insane. Like I can't even talk about it. It was so good. And then we were gonna go do the Swamp Rabbit like walking trail, but Cole was so sleepy, even though he slept for 2 hours before we left, and then he slept for an hour in the car on the way here. He's still so tired, and he's only been awake for like 2 hours. He just seems like he needs sleep, and honestly he's been like very fussy today. Y'all, you know, probably know if you follow me on Instagram or watch any of the vlogs, Cole is not a fussy kid. Like he never fusses ever. He goes like weeks without being fussy or like crying, honestly, like ever. Even when he's tired, even when he's hungry, like kid like doesn't make a peep except when he's like chattering. But he's been very fussy today, so I think he's tired. I don't know if his teeth are bothering him. He's just been off, which is weird because he never does that. And then of course the day we leave for a trip, he's like quite whiny, but that's okay. He has his own room right across the hall. I'll give you a little Airbnb tour before we like completely trash the place. Oh, Ken has already made himself at home. This is the little living room, which is so cute. They have a lot of, did he fall asleep? Oh, good job. They have a lot of, I feel like kind of antique-y looking little like pieces for the end tables, which is so cute. It's very like cozy and homey in here. I really like it. And I mean, look at this gigantic entertainment stand. This is like the biggest piece of furniture ever. And then look at this dining room. So cute. I love the decorations and all the light in this place too. And I love this like exposed brick fireplace situation. I think that's so cozy. Also, we have these in our house. And then here's the kitchen, which I mean, actually this room is kind of dark because there's only the one window, but it's a really nice like spacious kitchen. I put out Cole's food over there. And this room is like probably my favorite because it's so bright in here, like so bright, and there's a ton of seating. That's Cole's little toy bin. I figure this is probably where we'll hang out because there's like the rug and it's really bright. We could like put his toys out here. He could kind of crawl around in here. And then in there is where Cole's sleeping, so I will have to show you guys that when he gets up. Here's me. Did I show my, no, I haven't even shown myself yet on the vlog. Here's my little travel outfit. I am so obsessed with this set from Old Navy. I can link it. I just literally ordered another one on the car right here because I love this so much. And then I just have a little tank underneath of it, but this is honestly cute if you want to like button it and tuck it in. It's also really cute, but that's the travel fit. Here is the bathroom, also so pretty. I love this big vanity. It's a very, very big bathroom. Like, I don't know if you can tell. It's like very, very spacious, which I love. And then here's the master, which is also so pretty. Gigantic, gigantic bed. And also this closet is like huge, but I actually just need to like comment and say there's like multiple pictures of the girl who owns this Airbnb and her husband. I assume that's her husband. Like, there's multiple pictures of them in here, which like no shade or anything, they're cute, but like that's a little weird to me. I wouldn't put pictures of me and Ken in an Airbnb that I owned personally, but to each their own. And then this is the gigantic closet. Like, there's our suitcases for reference. Like, this is like a small bedroom. Honestly, we probably would have had Cole sleep in here because it's super dark, but there's no like air and there's no outlets. Otherwise, this would have been the perfect closet because this pack and play is probably like the size of that area. So it would have been big enough for him and it would have been nice and dark, which would have been great. But I feel like this closet just like, I mean, obviously for Airbnb purposes, it's fine. But like if you actually lived here, like this closet would not cut it. Like there's literally a tiny little shelf and then nothing else. Like there's no other shelves, there's no drawers. I almost thought it was a bathroom at first because when I walked in I was like, what is that big space? But no, it's the closet. But I love like the decor in here. It's very, very cute, very simple. Also the rugs in this place, I don't know if they're like handmade or something, but they're like this really, really like super thick, like braided, and they're huge too. They're all like that. So I love these rugs so much. So we are about to do something that I do not take enough time to do when we're at home. And yes, I travel with my pillow pet for sleeping with in the car, but we are going to sit down and, where's my book, do some reading, which is like my favorite part of taking vacations. Like when Nicole naps, I don't need to like do work, I don't need to clean, I can just
His eyes are actually gone. Oh my God, so
are you sleepy? Oh, sweet boy. So in like a wild turn of events, it's been like probably 4 hours since I've vlogged because Cole was napping and then took and then he woke up and was just, he's been fussy all day, like I said, like just so drowsy and so fussy. Woke up from his nap, didn't want to eat like solids. He like nursed fine, but he didn't want to eat solids. He was like crying, like tears coming out of his eyes, crying, eating his lunch. Like I was just giving him some cheese and stuff and he was just crying, sitting in his chair eating his cheese. And I was like, something is not right. He's so freaking tired. Oh my goodness. We like took him outside and then I felt him and he felt so hot. And I was like, well, maybe it's because we're just outside. Like, let's check his temperature. But before we did that, actually, before, I'm getting the story kind of backwards, but we gave him some Tylenol after like he wouldn't eat his food. And he was drooling a ton. I was like, why don't we just give him some Tylenol? Clearly something's bothering him. He was like so fussy, like he was in pain. I was like, his teeth must be bothering him. And he literally just fell asleep as I was speaking. He didn't really want to eat. We gave him some Tylenol, assuming that it was his teeth that was bothering him. And then he was still being really fussy, and then I like kind of picked him up and I kind of felt his head and he felt so freaking hot. But like I said, we were outside, so I was like, maybe is he just like warm from being outside? But I was like, let's just like take his temperature because there were just so many things that were off. Like he was just so out of sorts and so not himself. I was like, and now he's hot, like let's check his temperature. And he had 102.8 fever in both armpits and an anal temperature or a rectal. Is there a difference? You're just not supposed to say anal?
That's weird.
Oh, it's weird, okay. Temperature was the same in all 3 locations. So, well, not exactly the same, but like the same, you know, with a very slight variation.
Rectal was the highest one.
Yeah, the rectal was the highest, but his armpits were also like 102 something, and then I think the rectal was like 102.8, I think is what it came out to, and maybe it was 102.3, something like that. Like, high, like concerningly high, you know, not just like slightly over 100. So we started freaking out. Classic, because we're first time parents, and Cole has never been sick. He has never had a fever. He's never had a cold. He's had nothing ever. He's almost 9 months old, and he has just never gotten sick, even like mildly. And like I said, this kid goes weeks without crying. He doesn't fuss. Like, he's just such like a chill kid that like we could tell something was wrong. But like, I feel like most of the time you just assume if they are out of sorts, it's because they're teething. But we called our pediatrician, and she's like, yeah, 102 is like not teething for sure. And so then we went to this is where like the story comes in. So we start freaking out, call our pediatrician. They have to have a nurse call us back, which they did actually very quickly, within, they said 2 to 3 hours, and they called us back in probably like 15 minutes. So that was really great. And you know, she wasn't like freaking out or concerned, which like, you know, put me at ease a little bit, that they weren't like, oh my gosh, like bring him to the emergency room. They didn't even say to bring him to urgent care. They just literally said like, keep an eye on it, try doing ibuprofen, you know, give him like maybe a cool like sponge bath kind of situation, you know, make sure he's nursing or taking a bottle and staying hydrated, like all the kind of basic stuff. But we were already on our way to urgent care. The problem was the first urgent care we went to, they like, I don't know if the lady knew what she was doing. It was literally seems like it was her first day, because she had no sense of urgency. We were standing there kind of like panicked, and she's like answering the phone, like walking around all leisurely, and we're like, hello, like we have a situation. And we told her he had a fever, and she's like, oh, you gotta take him to the pediatric urgent care. And we're like, okay, where's that? She's like, she didn't know where the pediatric urgent care was. She didn't know the name of it. She didn't know where it was. She finally like gave us an address, and we put it in the GPS and started driving, and then we got on the phone with them, and it's just like a normal pediatrician's office. It's non-urgent care, and they're like, we can't take him till probably like 6 o'clock tonight, and then you'd have to call and get an appointment for the after hours at 6 o'clock. And we're like, okay, well, we're not waiting like 4 or 5 hours to bring him in and to get an appointment. And like, what? Like this urgent care lady gave us information that was completely wrong. Literally didn't know what she was talking about. So then we asked this pediatrician that we were on the phone with that couldn't take him where we should go, and she gave us 2 other urgent cares. So we called this one that we were just at, and they said they could take him. They like put us on hold for a second and then said they could take him. So I don't know if some places don't do babies, or if it depends how full. Like, I literally don't know why the first one wouldn't take us. It wasn't like an adult specific urgent care. I don't know if she literally knew anything. I'm probably gonna call that place, because it was just so unprofessional and so poorly handled, and like, we're first time parents with a first time sick baby and like freaking out, and she just was completely inept. So we finally got to this urgent care, and like it was dead, like nobody was there, which was really great. So it was easy to like get in. We got seen right away. We were there for like, I don't know, probably like 2 hours. We were there for freaking ever. And we obviously just got into town. Literally got into town, had lunch, and then immediately spent the rest of the day at the urgent care. And everyone there was like really nice and really helpful. They took, you know, his vital signs and his temperature, and it was still like 102.3. It was like a little bit lower, and then they took it again before he left, and it was 101.1. So it was going down. They gave him Motrin. She checked his like ears and you know, listened to all his things. They tested him for COVID and for the flu. The flu came back negative. COVID takes like 24 to 48 hours, so we don't know about that. She's like assuming that it's COVID, or almost like hoping that it's COVID, but he's not congested or coughing or anything like that, and he should have more COVID symptoms, I guess. So she said I guess we're kind of hoping that it becomes a cold, and you know, he starts maybe getting a little bit congested or something, because she said if he, you know, maintains a fever but, you know, doesn't really have any cold like symptoms or like any symptoms at all, or he stays the same, then she thinks it could be urinary, like a UTI. Like, then she says we need to come back and do like more of a deep dive, like maybe do blood work, maybe do a urinalysis, like stuff like that. All they did this time was just the nose swabs for the flu and COVID. answers. Obviously it's some kind of viral something. That's obviously like how temperatures and like fevers come about, and typically there's like not a ton you can do about them. But we didn't really know about using Motrin, and I guess it kind of depends, you know, how big and how old you are and whatever, if you can use Motrin. But they said Tylenol and Motrin do separate things, so you can use them kind of like intermittently, like kind of stagger them. Basically like every 3 hours do one and then the other. So I think that's what we're gonna do, especially because he kind of like took a turn when they did give him the Motrin there. Like he calmed down a lot. We could actually get him to like laugh. He was I mean, he was always nursing fine, but he was nursing. He was actually eating solids, which he wasn't really wanting to have much to do with solids before that. He was eating some of like a little granola fruit bar kind of thing, and he was enjoying that, and he was like in much better spirits. But he is still so freaking tired. Like the whole time we were in there, he was like kind of like half falling asleep on me or just like zoning out, like staring at the doctor. So he's definitely obviously fighting something, you know, the fever and the drowsiness tells us that much, and he's asleep right now. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him to keep sleeping once we get back to the Airbnb. I just think it's wild. He's never been sick, never had so much as like a sniffle, literally ever. And now we go out of town and it's when he gets his first fever, and it's like a pretty like, you know, serious, not like serious, but like a pretty solid fever. So we were obviously kind of panicked, and I know not everyone like goes to the urgent care when a fever comes about, but we've just like never had anything like this, and we could just like, something was clearly just, he's miserable. Like he would not stop crying or whining for like 2 hours straight. Like he clearly is just very much uncomfortable or like in pain or whatever, and like I don't want to just like sit around and like just let him be like that. So we're gonna go, we brought Tylenol with us, so I'm thankful for that, and I'm also thankful Rocky's Chicken Shack. I like the sound of a chicken shack. We need to look that place up. So I am thankful that I brought the Tylenol. Thankful I brought the thermometer and the Vaseline so we could like check his temperature. I overpack, but I'm always thankful, especially in times like this, that I do that. But Ken's gonna run out and get some Motrin, and then we'll kind of, you know, hopefully manage this, keep taking his temperature, and hopefully it like just passes. But as long as he's like comfortable and, you know, the fever starts like going down, I think everything will be fine. I just really don't want to, you know, obviously have to keep going back. I just don't want him to be uncomfortable or in pain, and of course we'd like to try to enjoy this trip if we can. But it is raining now. I didn't even really know it was gonna rain today, so I think it might be like a takeout, hangout kind of night. I guess we'll see. He slept, you know, for a little bit in the car. He did not want to go back down when we came inside, but he nursed, and honestly now he's like chilling. I was sitting on the couch ordering dinner. Ken is out picking up the Motrin and getting dinner, and he was like just chilling with me while I was ordering the food on my phone. Like he wasn't whining or fussing, and he's eating okay. It's actually kind of worked out. I literally just have rice and chicken and like a little bit of onions and peppers, so it's kind of like a simple, like mild kind of dinner. You know, there's like not much flavor or, you know, like a ton of different textures to this, so this might be a good kind of simple meal for him. Not that his stomach's bothering him or anything, but I don't know. Yeah. What? Are you playing with your bib? He seems to be fine now, so hopefully this keeps up. Yeah, Motrin seems to be helping a lot. And I actually put on High School Musical because I figured just to kind of keep him distracted, having like something on the background would help. And honestly, it's mostly for me. It's distracting for him, which is good, but honestly, I just, I kind of want to watch it too. Okay, can we eat the chicken, not the bib? Is that okay? Okay, thank you. Oh, to all the possibility. I don't think he wants me to sing. I know that something has changed. Well, at least the appetite is back.
Even in your vocabulary. Oh, so nice of you to show a new classmate around.
Good job. Good job, honey. Uh-oh.
School's Productions. And I'm sure we can find something for you.
Oh, no. Do you want to read this book? Cool, look, a cat is called a kitten. A baby elephant is called a calf. Are you feeling just fine? Yeah, good enough to play with your toys? Yeah, you look so sleepy, buddy.
Wait, where are our toiletries and stuff?
And the toiletry bag, where they always are.
Okay, you're never helpful.
We are so tired. We actually just watched most of the new Bill Burr special on Netflix. It was actually pretty funny. Ken really likes him. I realized that I didn't even show dinner on the vlog or on Instagram, which literally never happens. My phone and camera always eat first. So we went to, well, Ken got takeout because I was home with Cole. He went to this place called Grill Marks because they had like this big like cheese fry menu, or like just like loaded fry menu. They had a couple different kinds. But honestly, it was good, but I ordered online like I always do, and they like completely, Ken never knows what I order. He just like goes to pick it up because he went to Walmart to get Motrin and then picked up the food while I was home with Cole. So he wasn't even here when I ordered, and I didn't really like tell him. He usually just like, you know, goes and says for Ken or for Shannon and then just gets whatever's there. And they never gave him the milkshake that we ordered, and he didn't like know to ask for it. So we didn't get our milkshake, and then I don't know, the food was like extremely overpriced. Like we got like this burger with like beer cheese sauce and bacon on like a pretzel bun, and it didn't even come with the side. And this isn't even like that fancy of a place or anything. Like, hello, they have a cheese fry menu, but it was like $15 for just the burger, like not with a side, which I didn't even realize. So I was like checking out, and I was like, okay, well that seems extreme. And like the burger was like so incredibly average. Like it wasn't even like super big or like overly delicious. And then I got loaded fries, which were like the fat kind of like steak fries with like beer cheese and bacon and like this really good like cream, like almost like a sour cream kind of sauce on it, really good. And then pimento and blue cheese skinny fries, and those were like good. The fries were actually, the loaded fries were good. The pimento cheese fries were pretty good, nothing super crazy. So yeah, I don't know if y'all ever like notice, I mean, not that I do so much traveling, but whenever we go anywhere, even if it's just these like smaller trips, I always list down below where we like went, things we did, what we ate, just in case y'all are going there and you want to like have it to reference, or even for ourselves if we come back or want to like recommend stuff to other people. I like to just kind of have it as like a list to reference. So I always have that down in the description box. But yeah, I don't know that I would recommend that place because it was just overpriced, fairly average, and they forgot our milkshake, which I'm sad about because they're kind of like known for their milkshakes, and now we like didn't get to have one. Obviously today just didn't go as planned, kind of across the board, which is just obviously like a little bit of a bummer because Cole is so, you know, just not feeling well. However, we did take his temperature before we put him to bed, and it was down to like 98.7, I think, which is like, you know, fairly normal. So way down, obviously like not even considered a fever anymore. So I don't know if that's like the Motrin and stuff working, or if he's like already kind of bouncing back. I don't know what really to expect. He went down like fairly easily-ish. He went down in his crib, was fussing a little bit because he didn't nurse very well, and then I went back in and he like fell asleep while he was nursing, and then I put him back in the crib and he's been asleep for a couple hours since then. Doing okay so far. So I'm hoping he keeps it up. I guess we'll see. I'm sorry, the lighting is changing. It's not very good lighting in here. So we're gonna have to see how tonight goes and how the morning goes. Of course, like the very first time that he's ever sick in his whole entire, you know, 8.5 month existence is when we're on a trip and like we don't have, you know, the comfort of our home or his crib or any of that stuff. So yeah, definitely the day has not gone as planned. And then obviously I had like other things planned, like activities and stuff we were gonna do, that we didn't get to do those things either. Like today was honestly kind of just a wash. We basically just got food and then spent the rest of the time in the urgent care. So definitely not off to like the start that we expected, but it's obviously totally fine. I feel like that's just like traveling with kids and babies. Like you kind of need to be prepared to be, oh, you kind of need to expect the unexpected more or less, and we're definitely learning that the hard way, but I feel like that's the only way to learn this stuff. So anyway, so many of y'all have just been so sweet. I'm getting so many messages on Instagram just like wishing Cole to like feel better, and it's just so sweet how many people just like care, even just the littlest bit that he is not feeling well. It's really sweet. So hopefully he continues to crush tonight, and hopefully tomorrow. I mean, I guess it ended up raining tonight, which I didn't even realize. So honestly, I don't even know how much of our plans would have still been able to work considering that the weather changed. So I guess it kind of worked out that, you know, we just stayed in anyway. But anyway, I'm tired. I want to go hang out and read. Like I said, that's one of the things that I get to do on little vacations that I don't get to do as much when I'm home. This is what I'm reading. I've honestly been reading this for a while. I'm like more than halfway. It's not that it's like not enjoyable, it's just not, you know, doesn't like keep you on the edge of your seat. So it's not one of those books that like you can't put down or like you're dying to get back into to know what happens next, at least not so far. So I think that's why it's taking me a little longer to get through it. Plus, because of all the sales and stuff for like Prime Day and Target Day, and just like the 800,000 sales that are going on this week for like Black Friday in July, I feel like I've just spent a lot of time on my phone just like posting sales and like little collages and looking at people's stories and shopping and all of that. So anyway, we're gonna hop into bed and do some reading, and hopefully tomorrow is a little bit more like a normal like little family getaway type day. So we'll see you then. Good morning from this little champ. Do we have a rough night? Oh, is this like zoomed in like crazy? It probably goes without saying. We definitely had a bit of a rough night. I pretty much ended up holding Cole for like 50% of it, I feel like. Wow, getting out of this driveway is a little bit questionable. Thank God Ken does the driving. This would like stress me out a little bit. I don't really feel like I slept hardly at all. Like I literally feel like my brain, I've never felt this way like ever, I don't think. I feel like my brain is like not working. Like it doesn't feel like it's operating. I feel like I keep like forgetting things. I'm like completely like lost. I'm like in such a mental fog from just being all over the place. I think he ate like 4 or 5 times last night and was just up and down, and it was hard to put it's just hard to like put a baby down in a pack and play if they're already asleep, because you're like bending over all the way to the ground. It's just like there's no graceful way, I feel like, to get them from like, I was holding him in the bed, so getting off the bed and then across the room and then down into the pack and play was just, it was definitely not an easy process. So I ended up just like holding him just so he could sleep, because he just obviously wasn't sleeping very well. But he's not really seeming very congested yet. His
coughing
nose,
a bit.
he's coughing a little, and his nose was sounding like a tiny bit stuffy, but like it's really nothing like super noticeable. But he is just so drowsy. Like we got up at like 7, which is, you know, normally when he would get up after eating at like 5:30 or whatever, but he is so tired. Like even just playing with Ken while I was getting dressed, he was like seeming like he was gonna doze off, and even in the car seat now, his eyes are so sticky. So, oh my gosh, this little area is so freaking cute. Oh my gosh, these houses are so freaking cute. So we're hoping to like actually be able to do things today, which we are on the road. It's like 7:40, so we literally like got up and got at them because we want to at least be able to do some stuff today. Like I didn't really get to even like see the area like when we were driving around yesterday to all the urgent cares, because I was obviously worried about Cole, and then Ken went and got dinner, or yeah, dinner, so he like got to kind of like do some sightseeing. Like I feel like I literally haven't even seen any bit of Greenville, because I feel like we got into town and then just started dealing with all this stuff, and I haven't like spent a second here doing anything but like worrying about him. So hopefully today we can have a little bit more of like a activity-ish filled day, like just we can leave the Airbnb and do some stuff. So that's the plan. It wasn't like an awful night by any means. We slept, but just not very much. We're excited for a new day, huh baby? Look how freaking sleepy he is. Holy.
The text, but you know, we had a pretty rough night.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean.
Yeah, you told us.
Yeah, so.
Oh yeah. Y'all already know, if you watch literally any of our travel vlogs, Ken loves these little libraries. Just to check them out. This little restaurant's cute too. Having a little picnic, some applesauce and toast, watching High School Musical. Ken just went and got me a cold sweet cream, cold foam, cold brew. They didn't really put like hardly any foam on here, but that's okay. So as y'all saw, we got crepes for breakfast, which Ken is like obsessed with. He was like really, really obsessed with what we got. And then we walked a little bit of the Swamp Rabbit Trail, but not much because he was getting so sleepy. He was like falling asleep in the stroller, which he never does. And I had to like try to keep him awake on the ride home. And then we were, oh actually, we met this guy at the crepe place that was like asking about Cole. And he said he has 5 kids. He was there with one of his kids who was like 23 or 24 or something. And then his youngest, his oldest is like 24 and his youngest is 2. He like has a gap of like, I think 12 or 14 years between his youngest and the kid older than the 2-year-old, like a 2-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, like 23 and 24 or something. He's like, I don't recommend doing it that way. But he was really nice and he was like so into Cole. It was so funny. But anyway, I had to keep him awake the whole drive home, and then I sat with him and fed him and he fell asleep. And then I tried to put him down and he just like does not want to be put down right now. I think it's a combination of being sick and the pack and play and all that kind of stuff. So I ended up just like grabbing my book and my phone and I let him like sleep on me. But then he only slept for like 25 minutes. Which like even when he's not sick, he sleeps for like an hour and a half to 2 hours in the morning. And I thought he was gonna take like a huge nap because he's so tired, but apparently not. Ken tried to sleep, but was not successful either. So yeah, everything is just literally completely out of whack right now.
Whoa, drummer.
Ooh. You need a ball to throw, silly. Alright, we're gonna run out to lunch. I just got changed super quick. Honestly, like I look nicer than I feel because I haven't gotten to like shower or put makeup on or anything yet today, but I just put on like this little smocked button down dress sort of situation and some cute little sandals, so I look a lot better than I feel. used bookstore. We go to a lot that aren't very good, like don't have a good selection, or they're just junky. We got a couple, so we'll do a little book haul when we get home. Hopefully this kid naps on this drive, because he's not napped.
He needs to nap in any way possible.
Yes. Do you hear that? The kid will not go to sleep. He just won't. This medicine situation is so crazy, and we've been keeping track of like his temperature and like what time we've been giving him everything. I'm a little confused because Ken is in there holding him. He just fell asleep, and we agreed to like try to not hold him for this nap because we've been holding him for like every nap, and it helps him go to sleep, but he doesn't sleep for very long like when he's being held for whatever reason. Like he just doesn't get a full nap in, but he's in there holding him. And I thought we agreed not to do this, so I don't know if this is gonna be a worthwhile nap or not. I'm sure this is normal, but I'm like so frustrated with how this trip is going. Like we're having fun, as much fun as we can, but it's just so frustrating. Here, let me sit down with the camera. I have to like hunch down. I took a shower and changed again. This is like my third outfit of the day, but it's just like, of course he's never been sick ever, and now he's sick on vacation, which I know obviously when you have kids, like you can't anticipate any of this stuff, but it's just a little frustrating because he's never been sick literally ever, and the one time that he does, you know, get sick, which I know is like inevitable, like we obviously don't have the comfort of our home and, you know, his stuff and his toys and his crib and, you know, all of our normal things that we would have. And so if we were home and he was sick, it would obviously be much more convenient. He could get like really, you know, solid naps. Like he's so tired. He could sleep really well for as long as he would want. And I mean, and then I could take advantage of, you know, obviously I don't want him to be sick, but if he's gonna be really sleepy and taking a lot more naps and sleeping more, I could take advantage of that, you know what I mean? Like get stuff done, do some work or whatever. And so the fact that like he's extra sleepy when we're not home is a bummer, because he doesn't get to like really get the sleep he needs, and I don't get to like use all that nap time to my advantage. But then also it's also just like inconvenient obviously that he's so tired while we're on a trip, because usually, you know, when we're on a trip he'd probably be sleeping less because, you know, we're out and about doing things, but because he's sick he needs to be sleeping more, which is obviously hindering us from doing stuff, which is totally fine. But he's just not sleeping well here because, you know, it's not in his crib and it's not in his normal environment and it's not as dark as it normally is, and he's sleeping in the pack and play and just like all of those things. So like typically by this time of the day he would have slept for probably like 3 hours cumulatively, and not counting like the fact that he's sleeping right now, he slept for like half an hour today. So he's sick and he needs extra sleep, but because he's having a hard time falling asleep and we're like going out and just doing a couple things, like we haven't been doing anything crazy, like we didn't go to the zoo like we were planning to, but the fact that we've just like gone out and gotten food and walked around, he's like not sleeping how he normally would. So he's sick like he normally wouldn't be, but sleeping less than he normally would be. And obviously also if we were home and he was sick, I would kind of like enjoy the opportunity to just like get the extra snuggles and like just sit with him on the couch and watch, you know, movies or just hang out with him. And we're on vacation, so we can't really do that. Like, I mean, we could sit in the Airbnb all day, but it's just, you know, not home, and there's, you know, at least we want to try to enjoy the trip as much as we can, even if it's at a different pace. So it's just, everything is just like so backwards. But it's just, he would be doing better if we were home, of course, and then I think I would. And of course, if he wasn't sick here, I think, you know, the trip would of course be a little bit more enjoyable and we'd be able to do more. And he's just like, he hasn't slept at all today, and he should have slept, you know, he should be sleeping more than he normally does, and instead he's sleeping less than he normally does when he's not sick. So it's just, everything is just so backwards. And even Ken was saying, he's like, I think it's inevitable when you have kids that like some trips are just gonna be like a shit show more or less. And not that this trip is that, it's definitely not that, but it's just not going according to plan, which again, I guess is to be expected. But I was just feeling gross, like I had to take a shower. My hair is kind of gross, but I don't want to wash it because I don't want to have to like style it. I didn't get a chance to like put any makeup on. I don't know, I'm enjoying Greenville a lot actually. Like we really like it here a lot. I keep saying like, I kind of want to live here, I kind of want to live here. There are really cool things about this town that we're enjoying, but at the same time I'm kind of like over the trip, and I kind of just wish we were home to like deal with, you know, all of this. Here's the new little outfit, by the way. This is like an elasticy, like tiered little top, and then these shorts match the green like kind of perfectly. Plus, this is just super comfy.
There's no place I'd rather be than here with you. That's all I need. There's no one I'd rather see close to me. That's all I need. If I could stay, then I will stay here forever. If you're meant to, then let's be the best together.
Look at that little baby. Hi, girl. Hey, cute stuff. You want to get out of that seat? Y'all see his like arms? He like almost never holds his arms still. What are you looking for? His arms are always like out like that and like wiggling. Do y'all's kids have that? And like, I don't really know why he does that, but his arms are almost like never staying still. Okay, but how insane is this playground? Are you serious? Look at the slides and everything like built into the turf. Oh my gosh. This is a big bidet. Right, Sully?
Wow. Is that cool? We're going over here, Sully.
Uh-oh, cool.
Uh-oh.
Woohoo!
I hope this doesn't go any higher. You're in trouble. Just put your foot in it.
Whoa, cool! Woo!
What the heck, huh?
Oh my goodness! Good job, honey! spotting. Wait, can you see it? No. It's not actually rare bird, but for us it is.
Goodness. So precious.
Thank you. Bedtime's going really well. Oh my gosh, this poor guy. I'm doing this. Oh, he's doing that. Pray for us. This thing is like bigger than my hand. It's probably the size of our head.
Amazing.
That was the whole entire thing. He slept for like 15 minutes after Ken put him to bed, and then he was up again, and I had to spend like 30 minutes getting him back to sleep. But he's asleep, and he's been sleeping for like half an hour, so hopefully he stays there. Can you say good morning? Can you say good morning? Whoops. This guy does not like sleeping in this Airbnb. Again, I don't know if it's because he was kind of sick or what the deal is. I mean, I don't think he's like necessarily like, I mean, not that he's not sick anymore. He just hasn't had a fever in over 24 hours, but he, for some reason, is not down for the pack and play and that room he's in. He just like screams every time we put him in that pack and play. So Ken got him down last night for like 15 minutes, and then I went back in there, spent like half an hour in there, got him back down for a while, and then fed him. Oh, he woke up at like 11. I fed him, got him back down again, so that was good. And then when he woke up, I think around like 2, I just slept with him. I just literally fed him, and then I kind of like made a little nest in the bed in his room, so we were like literally enclosed with pillows so it would be safe. And I mean, I only half sleep when I'm holding him anyway, but I slept in there with him for I think like 4 hours, from like 2 to 6, something like that. Yeah, look at how out of it you are, you stinky. Just like constantly changing positions, like he's in this arm, and then he's like laying, you know, on his belly on my chest, and then this arm, and then at one point he was just laying like across my lap, basically with like his head on a pillow, and it was kind of a whole, it was a whole mess, huh? Yeah, it was a messy situation. But then he woke up at like 6 something, and I fed him, and then I called Ken, because Ken was sleeping in here, and I was like, your turn. So Ken went in there, and I like slept for another hour from like 6 to 7 in here. So at least I got like a tiny bit of uninterrupted sleep, but apparently he never went back to sleep. So Ken was in there with him from like, it was 6 to like 7, just like trying to put him down, but I guess he didn't. So definitely have got basically no sleep since we've been on this trip. Huh. He hasn't really been napping either. So I think we're gonna, you can hear the shower, we're gonna get ready, and then we're gonna go get breakfast, come back, hopefully get a nap before we check out. You are such a stinky baby. Oh. No, yucky. Yucky. You stinky baby. Who's that baby? Who's that baby? Who is that baby? Is that Coley? Okay. No. Alright, we're gonna head out to breakfast. Here's, actually I guess I can show you in the regular mirror. This mirror is not great for outfits. I just realized the bathroom mirror will work. It's a little bit better lighting in here. I have this flannel from Urban Outfitters. I have literally bought this flannel now in like, I'm pretty sure I have it in like 6, maybe more colors, because I'm so obsessed with it. And then just this like basic gray tank and these H&M shorts. I've hauled all of this recently in like a series of different haul videos, or they might not be up yet. I filmed a haul with all of these. So if you haven't seen those, if they're not up yet, it will be coming. But I love these mom shorts from H&M. They're like so flattering. They're such like a nice length and they're just really cute and very comfortable. So we're gonna go out and get some breakfast now. Get some checked out of the Airbnb. We went to breakfast, and then Cole, like you saw, took that nap in the car, and we were hoping that he would get a nap in before we like officially checked out. So we checked out a little bit late, but the host said that was fine, which I was thankful for because him getting the nap was like very important. But the falls at the Reedy Creek whatever. Oh, so freaking pretty, like so pretty. I feel like we could have spent so much time just like walking around there, and it was like just a nice weather, like it was a nice day, and it was so nice. And then we went to that coffee place, it's like right next to it, and the kid working like had no idea what anything on the menu was, and we wanted like an affogato, which is basically just like an espresso float almost. It's like ice cream with espresso poured over it, or maybe coffee in some places, but they didn't like have that on the menu. But it was a specifically like ice cream and coffee place, so it was like kind of weird that they didn't have that, and Ken thought like something on the menu was that, and then the kid said it wasn't that, it was something else. But what it was, watch out babe, oh my gosh. Oh. What it actually wasn't what the kid said or what we thought it was. So basically the guy was like, oh, I can just make you an affogato, I'll just put ice cream in it. But then like I guess they don't have cups big enough for that, so they ended up putting it in like that little, like it's like a to-go soup container almost. It was so good. It was just kind of funny and kind of wonky and ratchet how it went down. And then we just had lunch at that chicken place, and it was very good, like very good. So now we're picking up the Dunkin'.
Hi, we have a mobile order for Shannon.
I'm so hooked on the brown sugar cinnamon cold brew with the brown sugar cold foam. I think that's what it's called. I've been having that like a lot lately. I had it yesterday, but I haven't had any caffeine today. So I need this before we hit the road. Hopefully this guy is gonna take a nice long nap in like 2 hours or something, huh? Because usually he sleeps like 2.5 to 3 hours a day, and here he's been napping only for like 30 minutes at a time, and obviously sleeping terribly at night. So he's like very behind on sleep right now. Thank you. Okay, the coffee I got yesterday had, like, I think I showed, had like almost no foam. This one's got like a solid couple inches of foam. So, and they put this stuff on top. So this Dunkin' is approved. Someone's awake after only 35 minutes again. You stinky stinker. You stinky stinker. We got this little, like, I don't know, clip thing for the iPad, so we can put it on for him. Yes, we do screen time. No judgment on long rides. It's necessary. I don't think he should have to like sit here and be bored. And I can't really entertain you for 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting the iPad out real quick. We're like pulling off the highway because I think there's some traffic that we're about to avoid. And I know when we get home, this happens every trip, I'm gonna have like an hour's worth of packages to undo. Like but the second we get home, it's just, the mail situation's usually ridiculous, and I just have to spend like an hour opening boxes and stuff like that. So that's probably what is ahead of us. But I'm going to go ahead and just wrap up the vlog here, since, you know, we basically just have another hour of driving and then unpacking and packages and all that stuff. So I hope that you enjoyed the vlog from this little kind of like, I don't know, not the smoothest vacation we've ever been on, and honestly not even like much of a vacation. It was more of just kind of like a little getaway, but it was so much fun and so nice. And we like love Greenville. I keep like joking with Ken, but like not joking about moving there because we love it. It's like a little town, but also like a big town, and it has like city vibes, but also like very suburban, and it has so many like outdoor, you know, like the trails and the parks. Like it just has so much to do, and there's so much just like stuff, but it's like feels small, but there's a lot at the same time. I don't know, it's kind of like everything, honestly, I feel like I would want in a place to live. So we really loved it. I definitely liked it more than Ken, but I'm like, this could be somewhere we would like consider living if we weren't living where we are living. I really liked it. It has a lot to offer. I definitely think it's like a great place to go visit. Like it's kind of a, I don't know, kind of an underrated little place, I think, but it's great. Like it's so worth vacationing there, and I feel like you can have like a lot to do. Like you could go there for even longer than we did. We did, you know, 3-ish days. Obviously one of them got completely canceled, but I feel like we could have stayed another day and still had a bunch more to do. And so I think we're gonna definitely make it more of a regular thing to come back here and just do like day trips and stuff. Like we didn't get to go to the zoo, and especially with Cole being sick, we didn't really want to like do a whole thing like that, but I would love to go to the zoo. So I think that's definitely something we would come and just like do for a day. And like the food scene is so good. There is so much good food. Like there's so many places that we didn't get to eat that we would love to, or honestly just places we did go that we would like definitely go back to. So we really loved it there. I actually had a subscriber who I actually like chat with on Instagram all the time, and she lives there and gave me so many good recommendations, and it was very helpful getting like her take on it. So I was so excited to have some tips and suggestions from her. I definitely feel like that made our trip like even better, like having a local's input on like what to see and do and all that. And we didn't even get to do everything, but we definitely plan on coming back and doing some more trips down here because we just loved it so much. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Like I said, I list all of the like places we went and things we did, places we ate down in the description box if y'all want to check it out, if you need some suggestions, if you are visiting. Hope that you enjoyed. If you would like to subscribe, we would love to have you. We have so much fun here. And until next time, we'll see you on our next video. Bye guys.